Now, what's nuclear winter? Okay, so this to understand that, we have to consider the scenario in which somebody is crazy enough to press the button. So let's say somebody is crazy enough to press the red button, and someone, let's say from Russia. Okay, let's consider the hypothetical case of Russia. Somebody in Russia, some military commander, for some reason presses the red button, shoots off a ballistic missile towards the US. The US has automatic systems that will detect a ballistic missile launch, and they will calculate very rapidly that the trajectory brings it on US territory. It is inevitable that you have to respond before the missile hits you. So they're going to set off a bunch of launches to retaliate. Once the Russians see that a bunch of missiles is coming towards them, they're going to send some more. And within maybe minutes, you're going to have hundreds of missiles being launched at each other. Ballistic missiles typically take about 30 minutes. Cruise missiles, they might take hours. But and we have anti-ballistic missile defenses and countermeasures and all that. Let's say they take care of 50% of the missiles, but we have thousands of missiles and nuclear warheads on the planet. So eventually, in this unfortunate hypothetical scenario, the warheads will start hitting the US and Russia. They will not only hit the major cities, they will hit all the military sites. And the Russians know that according to NATO protocol, or according to the NATO treaty, if the US is hit with a nuclear strike, its NATO allies are obliged to retaliate, which means that France and Britain are also targets, which means they will also take out France and Britain. It's going to be a catastrophe. So then what happens? You have thousands of nuclear explosions in Europe, on US soil, hopefully not in Asia, but it doesn't make any difference. What happens is that once these nuclear explosions start going off, they're going to vaporize entire patches of ground, create big craters, and all that vaporized material is going to go high up into the atmosphere because it's incredibly hot. There is going to be a lot of burning of cities and forests and trees and whatnot, organic material, which is going to give off a huge amount of carbon, which will go up into the atmosphere as soot. And after a few hours, you're going to have an entire planet-wide covering of carbon soot high up in the atmosphere, which is going to block out the sunlight. And this situation will persist for months or maybe years, depending on how many nuclear warheads have gone off. So even though most people won't die of nuclear contamination, radiation sickness, poisoning, all that, what will happen is that in the northern hemisphere, at the higher latitudes, even at medium latitudes, there's going to be freezing temperatures, which will prevail for days, weeks, maybe months, or even years. Various calculations show that it could kill off about 90 or to 99% of humanity. People in the equatorial regions may survive, but it's going to destroy the entire global system. There could be food scarcity and all. So it could be kind of like the aftermath of the Chicxulub impact that happened 66 million years ago, which killed off the non-avian dinosaurs. So that's what a nuclear winter is like. It's a complete disaster, and that's what will happen if somebody presses the red button.